Hi everyone, I'm here today with my June book haul. As usual, I will link all of the books in the description box down below if you would like to go and check them out. Firstly, I have 6 thrillers/crime books to show you. I'm going to speak about them very briefly because I actually talked about them in my most recent reading vlog, which I'll link down below. I have been trying to find a series of books that I love as much as the Frida Klein series by Nikki French. So I bought some more Nikki French books and also bought some books that you had recommended. And in that reading vlog, which was a long weekend, I started reading some of those and talked to you about them, as well as baking and cooking and doing some speed cleaning. So if you would like a long, relaxing reading vlog, go and check that out. So the 6 books that I bought, we have The Safe House, which is about a woman called Samantha who's a doctor who specializes in post-traumatic stress disorder, and she's asked to take in the daughter of someone whose parents have been killed. I also bought The Memory Game by Nikki French, which is about a woman called Jane who discovers the bones of her childhood friend in the childhood friend's parents' garden when she's building a house for them. And I also bought Losing You, which is about a woman whose teenage daughter goes missing when they're living on an island. The 3 books that you recommended I check out were these: The Crossing Places by Ellie Griffiths, which is the first in the Dr. Ruth Galloway murder mystery series. This is about a forensic archaeologist who helps the police when they find some bones which may be either quite recent or very, very ancient. You also suggested I buy The Neighbour, which is about a family called the Lockwoods who move into a neighbourhood where a serial killer is on the rampage. And also The Lost by Claire McGowan, which is about a series of crimes that are set along the border in Ireland. Speaking of trying to find a new series like the Frida Klein books by Nikki French, I love how many of you have picked up Blue Monday and given the series a shot and have also fallen in love with it. I know that Lauren from Lauren and the Books has been reading it, April from Getting Hugger with it, Jean is starting it soon. My friend Max also got in touch with me saying that his wife had been reading them and loving them, and now he is reading them and loving them. So I may rename his book Grief is a Thing with Frida Klein instead. And he recommended that I read this series of books, and I always take his recommendations seriously. So this is a series of Swedish crime, and it's also by a husband and wife writing duo, which is what Nikki French is as well. So this intrigues me. This is Rosanna by Maya Sjöwall and Per Wahlöö, and it's translated from the Swedish by Lois Roth. It's the first in the Detective Inspector Martin Beck series. So I look forward to getting to this and I will report back. I also bought this collection of poetry by Mary Ruefle, and I can't remember who was tweeting some of her poems a week or 2 ago. I think it was either Fatima Asghar or Freddie Choi. I can't remember, but I remember reading them and thinking they were great, so I decided to buy her book. So this is Dunce. She has quite a few collections out. I'll speak about it once I've read it because poetry is hard to talk about before you have read it. But she is an erasure artist, and the poems that I've read of hers look great. I will link some down below if you would like some sample poems to read. I was sent a copy of this beautiful book here, which is called Do You Read Me? Bookstores Around the World. The reason I was sent this is because I am one of the contributors in this book. If you don't know, I am an author. Hello. I have written fiction, non-fiction, lots of different books, and one of the non-fiction books that I've written is called The Bookshop Book. I'll insert the cover here. It's about weird and wonderful bookshops around the world, bookshops on donkeys, on boats, and the very eccentric people who run them. I was a bookseller myself for 10 years and I loved writing that book. So if you would like a very narrative driven book on that subject, I will link my book down below. This one is more of a coffee table book, so there are a lot of beautiful pictures in it. Let me find you the bit that I wrote. My bit doesn't have so many pictures in it. My bit is storyteller based. So it's here. So it says my time as a bookseller, and we've got a double page. It actually does have some photographs in it. There we go. And a lot of the bookshops that are talked about in here are not talked about in my book, The Bookshop Book. Some of them are bookshops that have opened since then, or we're just covering different ground. There are thousands and thousands of bookshops all around the world. So this is very, very beautiful. If you would like a coffee table book on this subject, I will link that in the description box down below. I bought a copy of this, which I am so keen to get to. It's by Ginny Reddy, who is a journalist. I will link some of her articles down below. It's called Wonderland, A Search for Magic in the Landscape. In this, she is confronting the fact that now, and especially historically, when we read nature writing, we heard from white guys who had the luxury of being able to go off and explore on their own safely and have their voices heard. So in this, she sets off to explore Britain on her own as a woman who is not white and talk about her relationship with the landscape, but also with the history of that landscape and folklore. And I just think that this sounds wonderful, and I've really enjoyed reading some of her articles, so I'm excited by that. I bought The Offing by Benjamin Myers on the recommendation of one of you guys who said that you thought I would love this. It's set along the coast in the northeast, which I think is why it was recommended to me. It's set just after the Second World War about a 16-year-old boy called Robert Appleyard who sets out from Durham and walks along the coast and then meets a woman called Dulcie, who is much older, I think. Yes, she is a worldly older woman who lives in a ramshackle cottage facing out to sea, and it's about their relationship and how it changes both of their lives. Finally, I was sent this collection of short stories for review from Tilted Axis Press, who are one of my favourite publishers. This is Arid Dreams by Dunwad Pimwana, and it's translated by Mui Popopsicle. This is a writer from Thailand who specialises in social commentary and magical realism, and the stories in this collection explore ordinary and working class Thailand, characters aspiring for more but remaining suspended in routine. A politician's wife imagines her life had her husband's accident been fatal, an elevator attendant feels himself wasting away while trapped immobile at his station all day. Witty, insightful and disturbing, this collection explores class, gender and disenchantment in a changing country. Those are all the books that I had to talk to you about today. Let me know if you have read any of these or would like to. Let me know what you have been reading recently too. I hope you're having a good start to the week, and I will speak to you very soon. Lots of bookish love. Bye.